Hey everybody, I wanted to make this short video now that we're coming up on tax time as a couple of pointers and 5 tips as you file your taxes that might save you a little bit of money. But before we get into that, I need to remind everybody one last time about filing for your homestead exemption. If you've purchased a primary residence here in Florida, you only have until March 1st of this year to file for your homestead exemption. You only have to do it once, but if you haven't done it, you could be losing out on some amazing property tax savings. If you don't know what I'm talking about, make sure to call me or email me, and I'll be happy to walk you through it. But as you get ready for your taxes, your income taxes that is, this year, let's talk about tip number 1. Tip number 1 that you might be able to deduct on your income taxes is mortgage interest and points. Any points that you paid on your loan to get your interest rate a little bit lower, as well as all of the interest that you've paid so far on your loan, are things that you might be able to deduct on your income taxes. If you've been a person that's generally done the 1040EZ form for your taxes, this might be the year you want to break free and actually itemize your deductions because you may see some additional tax savings since you bought a home. One thing you want to have handy is your settlement sheet from the closing. That's the 2-column document that the title company gave you that had all the costs and charges as well as the credits from your closing. Some of the same information can also be found on your closing disclosure that you received from the lender. Tip number 2 is you're going to receive a form in January from your lender called Form 1098. You'll get this from your lender. They'll either mail it to you or send it to you digitally, but either way you want to keep your eye open for it because it's going to show you what you've paid for in interest on your loan in the past year as well as any points that you've paid. And that actually brings us to tip number 3, which is your real estate property taxes paid for the year. For most of you, your real estate taxes were either paid at closing if you closed towards the end of the year, or they were paid by your lender from the escrow account that they set up for you at the closing if you closed before October. So either way, look for that amount of your property taxes, and again, that should be on that Form 1098 because you may be able to deduct that. Tip number 4 is a quickie. If you had any big improvements on the house, like adding energy efficiency items or things like that, you may want to look in to see if you're able to deduct any of those types of items on your taxes. Tip number 5, these are for my clients that made big moves from out of state or maybe from across the country instead of just locally here in Central Florida. You may be able to deduct some of your moving costs, so be sure to look into that as well. So there's my 5 tips for you. Obviously, I'm not a tax accountant, so don't take this as professional tax advice from the IRS, but I wanted to give you just a few tips and kind of spark your mind for things to look into as you itemize for your taxes, as you do your income taxes this year. Of course, I hope you're enjoying your home. I hope you have had a great time in the house so far. And if you have any questions about these things that I've mentioned, if you have any questions about homestead exemption, or if you even have friends, family, co-workers, neighbors that are considering buying or selling a house this year, I would love for you to give me a call because it'd be my pleasure to reach out, contact them, say hello, introduce myself, and see what I can do to be of assistance. Anyways, happy taxes everybody, and good luck!